I think, Paul, with people taking in the film, the amount of people that were over to you for books.
Aye.
Oh, aye.
Do you know what I mean? So that just proved it to me as well. Like, you know, that's how much interest that they had in it, that they wanted the book as well. You know.
Aye, definitely. There was. I mean, the books flew out the door basically, and a lot of good questions for folk after the fact. You know, a lot of people, some people, especially in an environment like that, they didn't really want to ask a question in that kind of public scene, but they'll come up and ask you something. Mm-hmm. And again, just really, really nice and respectful. You know, you get a gauge for it eventually with people coming up and talking and that, and you see it. Just, I think that's why, as I say, you know, when it went, like if you'd said to me, you know, I was up at 5 a.m. to get the flight over, and if you'd said to me, you know, Friday, by the way, I'll not finish till 2 o'clock in the morning, I'd be like, fuck me, I'm going to be in fucking bits here. But it was because of that atmosphere, you know, you could really just sit down and relax, people around you, that it just flew in, you know what I mean? It really did just fly in. Yeah. And, you know, I certainly wasn't ready to sort of stop at that point, but of course, Daisy driving and things like that, fine, but and this is for a big corner. I think he thought he was in fucking Johnson's motor car on the way back.
I'll tell you a funny wee story, right? My boy at my work today, right? So that Chinese lassie, right? Her boyfriend Justin works beside me, and he's not in football at all. You know, he just came along because I said, "Look, come to the night, you'll enjoy yourself," and that, like, you know. And see, at the end of the night when we were down the sort of Glasgow's green and white to the other side of the hall.
Mm.
Do you remember it? The boy with the beard and the hair, and we were all chatting back. Justin thought there was some big riot going to kick off. Didn't know what was going on. Like, at first he says, "Oh my God, they're going to kick off with the guys at the other side of the hall." Thought it was like two different warring gangs about to just set about each other, like, no. And he says that there's only ones that it was gone for a couple of minutes that he realised that everybody was involved together, like, no. And he says that must be absolutely mental when you're at the football doing that. He says it was booming. There was only about 40 years doing it, like, no. So that was good as well. Like.
Who was the lad that was doing that? The lad with a serious beard.
That was Jason. He came over. He's the boy who flew over from Blackpool.
Is that who that was?
Right, Jason Campbell.
He
flies over. Anything we put on, if we've got someone in the pub like for the music or that, he comes over. That's the third time he's flew over for one of our functions.
I didn't know that. I'm reading
that. Is he from Drogheda?
His dad lives in Drogheda, and he lives with his mum in Blackpool.
Yeah, that's my FaceTime going again. Okay. It's gone. That's all right. Yeah, I'm reaching. I didn't get to speak to him more because I didn't get talking to him. And but what a tremendous beer. What was his name? You know his name, however?
Jason Campbell.
Jason Campbell.
I know him well.
Brilliant, man.
Look at that, I knew his name.
That's the kind of name it was, Jason. Listen, last week I thought Liam Power left Celtic. I thought he was talking to you, though.
I have to mention Liam Henderson won 2 match tickets in the raffle.
Jesus. Right. Well, anyway, listen. It was a great night, a roaring success. Great for the club. Great for everybody. I had a brilliant night, and I had loads to do the next day. So, but it was great, man. I was tired, but it was fine. I felt great walking away from it. You know, that it had gone so well. The next day, I was buzzing. You know. And I was telling everybody about it, you know, about the turnout and how well it had done. It was brilliant, man. It was brilliant. People talk about the song. Kevin Wedlock came up with his Mrs. Stephanie, I think was her name. And he says, "Oh, she fucking hates the song." I was like, "Oh, yeah, brilliant one, thanks, man." He says, "No, it's just because I play it non-stop, fucking day in, day out, 12 hours on repeat." I was like, I can understand why she wouldn't be into that shit. You know what I mean? But I was brilliant to meet Kevin and everybody. It was absolutely fantastic, you know. But the funny thing is, Harv, you say you get a bit embarrassed talking to them. People say, "Oh, the show this, the show that," and I'm thinking to myself, Jesus, some of the daft shit I've come out with in this show, and these people are still showing up. It's like, what does that say about me and them? Right?
I have to say, Jason, you were missed. Loads of people were asking for you. Wish you'd been there, like, no. So
there you go. I didn't know I'd love to have been there, but I can't do everything, you know. It's,
he only does exotic trips, Harvey. You know this. You know what
I mean? Right.
I'll go.
I'll go.
Happy days.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant night. So we'll move on to the football. Let's go back to Motherwell. 4-0 down at Motherwell. Van Dijk and Lee Griffiths with a goal with a head. Not something you see every day. And I hope it didn't affect that haircut too much. And of course, last week I was making predictions that Michael Lustig wouldn't be able to get back in the team because Matthews is playing so well. So Lustig's 2 goals and an almost hat-trick obviously paid my philosophies on right backs in Celtic. But brilliant result, brilliant performance. I mean, you at it?
Aye.
Well, I mean, like, Jason, what was your, like, did you enjoy the game in terms of, like, how they played? And obviously the result was good too.
Aye, I thought it was an annihilation. I know you can always look at Motherwell and say that they weren't in the races, but I think you can only beat us in front of you, and Ross County proved on Saturday. You know, there is kind of no easy games, but Motherwell, to be fair, they were poor, but I thought Celtic were absolutely excellent. And I would even go as far to say the team that he started with there, I hope he starts with that on Sunday. Obviously, I would take Michael Lustig right back in front of Matthews, but the rest of that team, I would go with that on Sunday. But I thought they played really, really well. Griffiths ran his socks off. It was brilliant. And Big Van Dijk, easy goal at the back post. We could have scored, I don't know how many shots we had in target or whatever. But it was fantastic. And then Lustig come on. And he's the one that hit off the crossbar was probably arguably the easiest of his 3 chances. And I don't think he'll ever get a better chance of scoring a hat-trick in his career, but he's left it. But I was delighted with the result, delighted with the performance. And I met your man Paul before the game in the Kerridale suite with a couple of pints before the game. And I was talking to my brother walking up about the crowd, you know, and it was pretty quiet. But there wasn't a bad crowd inside the stadium, but it was pretty quiet walking up. And an hour before the game, there was not a soul. You could walk straight into that Kerridale suite and get a pint, you know, there was no queues. And I was a wee bit, but there wasn't too bad a crowd there. But no, I enjoyed it, really enjoyed it, and delighted to put to bed that title challenge, because I never slept for about 3 minutes, worrying about the assault for the North. But that's us 3 clear now with a game in hand, but effectively we're 4 clear, because the goal difference we've got, they'll never make that goal difference up either. So I can see he's just going from strength to strength now. So, yep.
Paul, did you have the same sort of feeling of the game? Did you enjoy it? Think it was the annihilation, isn't it?
Yeah, it was good. It was, a few things clicked, and I looked at Guy, it was great. It was just great seeing Lustig come back, one of my big favourite, and he looked just fucking like he'd never been away, basically. I know Motherwell are pretty dire, and there's no getting away for that, but you can only beat what's in front of you. And, you know, I say the crowd was pretty decent, considering it's, you know, a Wednesday night in the middle of January, thanks to the fucking SPFL for that scheduling. And but yeah, I mean, it's good to see. It's clear that the likes of Denier coming back has really solidified the defence again. Plays with such a coolness and composure, and Big Van Dijk as well. I mean, he's in the form of his life as far as I'm concerned. You know, he just. I mean, I was talking to a guy who plays lower league football, centre half, and I was saying to him, I said, what do you think of Van Dijk and that? He says, you know the best thing about him? He says, every single thing that goes into that box, he gets on the end of it and books it out. He says, I'm telling you now, that's what demoralises an opposition. He says, because most teams in Scotland just hump the ball forward all the time. And if it's coming straight back at them, just can't fucking handle it. And that's exactly what's happening with Van Dijk. You know, great goal as well, and just an all-round great performance. And it was, you know, good to see us go back to top of the league where we belong, and hopefully the panic merchants can relax a wee bit now.
Yeah. Harper, did you watch it in the bar, or did you watch it at home? Or?
Excuse me. I watched it. Watched it down the club with the sports club. I have to say, actually, I did a lot of moaning about Celtic TV, but it was absolutely flawless Wednesday night. So hopefully, maybe that's getting a bit better. But because we've had some problems with that, everybody's had problems with this season. But no, it was absolutely flawless on Wednesday night. So no complaints there. Performance-wise, best performance in months for me. I thought we were absolutely phenomenal. I'm not caring who the opposition were. We've played worse teams and not played like that. So, I mean, we could have played a better team on the night, and I think the result would have still been the same. I thought we were that good. It could easily have been 6-7, easy. Lustig, the second half was brilliant, just brilliant. I felt a bit sorry for Matthews, obviously, because Matthews was just coming on a bit of form, but at the end of the day, you play your best players, and I think like when somebody comes along, Lustig would be. I agree with Jason. Lustig would be in my team. He's the best right back at the club. He's one of our. I mean, when you think about it, very rarely does he let you down. He's one of our best performers when he's fit. Do you know what I mean? He's a. I mean, not just saying because he got the 2 goals. He is always a threat in the box. Like, he's decent in there. He gets something down that wing. He defends well. He defends well at corners. I mean, he's kind of got everything. He's a bit of an unsung hero at times. I think. It's just a shame that it's just a shame he picks up so many injuries. Do you know what I mean?
But I think it's possible he picks up injuries because he's an all-in player. Like, he leaves it all out there. Like, I mean,
could be. Yeah.
I think you make a good point there, Harper. Like, see, he's arguably our best player. I know you've got Virgil van Dijk and Denier. The 2 of them are top quality, but the thing is, Lustig's going to be there for the long run. We don't think he's going to leave. So effectively, he's probably one of our most valuable assets. Without a shadow of doubt. And as I say, he is the guy he's going to be one of the cornerstones of the team going forward. He's one of the guys, if he's fit, he's one of your key players next season. There's no guarantees. Van Dijk, I think probably he'll be away at the end of the season, if not in the January transfer window. And Denier, obviously he's only on loan, but I would absolutely love if we could extend that for another year. I mean, obviously there's no chance of him coming to us full time, but the guy is absolute quality, and you can see the difference in that. That's 5 clean sheets in a row, and it's no I don't know the word I'm looking for, bloody hell. It's the Ambrose is out the team and Denier's back in. It's no coincidence.
Aye.
No, it's definitely not. It's dead, Jason. You're 100%. It just breeds confidence along the back line. There's no coincidence. Matthews started playing better when Denier came back into the team. I mean, by the way, do you know who else I thought? I thought Andy Stokes was absolutely fantastic.
He was.
On Wednesday night. Set up the first 2 goals, obviously, great crosses.
Yeah.
And him and Ezagiri, I mean, I've said it before, I think him and Ezagiri are absolutely fantastic doing that left-hand side. They've really got an understanding that Stokes has kind of made that position his own. I mean, they're talking about Leeds are sniffing about. I mean, I don't know what the situation there, but what will happen when Gary Mackay-Stevens, obviously there's still talk that he could be coming in before the end of the window. I'm hearing that they could still maybe work that out. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. Obviously, he never made the game at the weekend. He said he was a bit sore for Wednesday night, but I thought he was absolutely phenomenal coming back into the team after being out really well. So just everything just worked for me on Wednesday night, and to jump on to Saturday, but it was, I don't know, it just shows you, like, you go for that sort of heights to the game of Saturday, it just wasn't great at all, we pretty much the same team.
You've not got Johansson in the team. And
you've not got Johansson, you've not got Stokes.
And Daddy started as well.
So it was a completely different team, so That's
it. Nothing but the facts, folks.
How did I know that Joe say that first?
I tell you what about Saturday. Ezagiri was still phenomenal. He was our best player. I think arguably the best player in the park was young Paul Quinn for Ross County. And I'm a bit biased. I'm good pals with his dad, and he's a good Celtic man as well. But obviously I was quite kind of laughing when he was squaring up good to Guidetti. But there was big hopes for him, when he went away to Cardiff City, and it's for whatever reason it's not up to it. But I thought he played really, really well, and he gave our front line a torrid time. But we were a bit turgid on Saturday, but in a way I'm kind of glad, because then there's no room for complacency, and hopefully Dyla will look back at the Motherwell game and say, right, well, that's the kind of team I want to go with, rather than, and I think he'd maybe pick that team with the conditions and stuff like that in mind as well. I don't know, but I've jumped in there, but carry on, sorry mate.
Well, Saturday was a dogged display, like, from Ross County as well, I thought, didn't it?
Aye.
I mean, they fought for it, as boring and shade as it was to watch, like, you know what I mean? And the goal was lucky.
Do you not think as well, we're looking as our new Swedish superstars looking at the Swedish Gary O'Connor now?
Yeah, no, it's a shame, isn't it? Like, it is a shame. I think I was too quick to make him a hero. You know what I mean? I think we all were.
What do you think? Because he's fell off a cliff. He's fallen.
I mean, at first I was kind of like, maybe it's a small dip, but it just looks like he's really struggling now.
What do you think, Paul?
Well, I mean, I think there's 2 factors I think are playing a part here. First one is that this is his first kind of full season for 2 years, and it's no, he's obviously maybe burnt out. But second thing, I think the whole contract situation's no helping, and he's on one hand got Celtic coming in his ear saying, right, we want to do this, we want to do that, and then the other hand he's got the agent saying, just calm your jets and now let's see what the offers are. And I think that's what prompted Ronnie Deila to say, listen, we've got other options.